Coaches and analysts, welcome to a new video on our channel. Do you know how to break a mid or low block when the opponent plays in a 4-2-3-1? In today's video, we'll talk exactly about that and show practical examples of how to do it effectively. Let's get started. Let's begin with the most common mistakes players make on the pitch. Does it frustrate you when everyone comes short to receive the ball and no one attacks the depth? Of course, it's energetically easier to come toward the ball than to make a full sprint behind the defensive line. But by doing this, you allow the opponent to stay compact with short and manageable defensive distances. Even more importantly, this movement pattern increases the risk of losing the ball closer to your own goal. When that happens, the opponent can attack much faster in transition. Would you agree that these types of passes are extremely dangerous for negative transition? Now let's look at another common mistake before moving to the solutions. What do you think about playing a direct vertical pass into the central striker? The idea is usually to pull the opposing center backs higher, creating space for the wingers or attacking midfielder to run in behind. However, this requires maximum concentration and quality from the striker. He must either secure the ball, lay it off to a midfielder, or turn and play a through pass himself. If he fails to do that, you immediately expose yourself to a dangerous transition. And that can quickly become a serious problem, don't you think? Let's move now to what we love the most, attacking and the possible solutions to reach the opponent's goal and create real danger. We'll present and demonstrate our options, and you can let us know in the comments whether you agree with them or not. The first option is attacking the depth behind the opponent's defensive line. The goal is to position a center back or fullback, depending on the situation, in a favorable position with just enough time to deliver a well-measured long pass behind the last line. This requires recognizing that the defensive line is high enough for the ball to go in behind, but not so deep that the goalkeeper can intercept it. It's also crucial to occupy the center backs in 1-versus-1 situations so that the fullbacks are forced to stay narrower. In this example, it was enough for the winger to hold a wide position and use his pace. Just one well-timed through ball, seemingly simple, forced the opponent's defensive line to drop nearly 30 meters into a low block. In the second example, we again look to play a ball in behind the last line, but this time it requires a rotation on the wing. After a crossing movement between the fullback and the winger, the fullback appears in a narrow position as a decoy. The winger, who initially dropped into the fullback's space, then quickly returns to his original wide position to maintain width. This rotation confuses the defensive structure, causing the opposing fullback to narrow too much, while the winger loses track of his opponent. With slightly better technical execution, this action leads directly into the opponent's penalty area. The third option is perhaps the most basic one. We move the winger into the half space as a second striker or additional midfielder, while pushing the fullback high and wide. The key is finding the right timing for the pass and the run in behind, while exploiting any moment of distraction or poor coordination between the opposing fullback and winger. After attacking the depth, we will now show an example of rotations and switching the play. If you rely only on positional play, it's difficult to truly disorganize the opponent. In this example, you can notice multiple rotations. The fullback and winger swap positions, the striker and winger drop short to receive, and the space that is vacated is attacked by the fullback from the initial rotation. Finally, the two midfielders, the attacking and defensive, rotate as well, all with the objective of switching the play toward an isolated winger. At that point, the winger can choose between taking on a 1-versus-1 situation or combining with the overlapping fullback to create a 2-versus-1. The next example shows a rotation between the fullback and the winger, combined with the attacking midfielder dropping into a slightly deeper and wider position. He positions himself halfway between the opposing midfielder and fullback, creating space and providing an option that allows his fullback to receive the ball in a wide area and deliver a cross. The final two sequences show that all ideas and options are almost pointless if we don't attack the penalty area with enough players. At the same time, we must never forget counterattack prevention. The reaction after losing the ball, proper rest defense, and immediate corrective movements are crucial to protect our own goal, but also to sustain pressure on the opponent's goal, right? We hope this video was both educational and enjoyable for you. You may not agree with everything, and that's perfectly fine, but we encourage you to use it as a starting point to think, reflect, and develop your own ideas on how to break down a mid or low block. That's what we love about football. It allows us to express creativity within structure. If you're a coach or analyst who wants to improve and learn together with us, make sure to subscribe, share your ideas, and constructive criticism in the comments, and we'll see you in the next videos.